It's jazz, which means there's a lot of improvisation. It's a lot of, jazz comes from yourself. You put your own ideas into it. But if you're going to play an arrangement of Bugle Call Rag by Benny Goodman, you got to play what he did back in 1952 or 1947, depending on when that particular arrangement came out. The arrangements we've got are the originals. This is what those guys had back then. Some of them are still in publication. I've been able to get some of them that are out of print. But the ones we play are the exact arrangements that say Benny Goodman or Duke Ellington did back then. It's hard swinging music. You don't sit back and relax and play it, you know. But we all have a blast doing it because a lot of folks don't get a chance to do that. You know, there's small combos that you can play in. There's of course orchestras, concert bands, things like that, which are the classical side of it. So it's kind of an unusual experience for everybody, which is why everybody really enjoys playing in this group. All right, my name is Jim Bode. I am the leader and the drummer in the West Texas Jazz Orchestra. This is a 16-piece big band that we formed about 2003, so I believe 18 years ago. The band is comprised, when I put it together, it was pretty much the strongest jazz musicians in West Texas. We've got guys from, of course, several players here from San Angelo. A lot of us are band directors or instructors at the university. Two of our guys, John Irish and Tim Bonifant, are professors at Angelo State University. Our lead trombonist is Hardin Simmons in Abilene, teaches up there. Our lead trumpet player is the leader of the San Antonio Jazz Orchestra, Rick Horn, down in San Antonio. And our other lead trumpet player we swap out is from Lubbock. So we're pretty well spread out over West Texas. When I was a kid in high school, we had to play some of these old arrangements in our high school jazz band, and I didn't particularly like doing that. I mean, of course, I grew up back in the 60s, and there's pretty good rock and roll back then. But I liked jazz, but I really wasn't into Glenn Miller and Benny Goodman or Tommy Dorsey. But as I kept going on through life, went to college, played a lot, started playing professionally down in Austin and Dallas areas, and started playing these tunes again. It became more fun, and then when I started teaching, I found out the kids love this stuff. I mean, you play something like In the Mood for a high school kid, or a bunch of high school kids, they can't get enough of it. The one thing I always tell audiences or people about big band jazz, it's kind of infectious. Even if you really don't know whether you like it or not, if you're sitting there watching a concert, something's probably going to start moving. You know, whether it's your foot or your head's going to start moving, whether you know the tune or not, it swings. And that's what swing's all about. Yeah, I played on the very first one. Of course, again, I played with San Angelo Symphony for a long time, and back when Gene Smith really got this thing started. We had the biggest, and it was the 3rd of July celebration. I don't know if you're interested in this or not, but the reason we didn't do it on the 4th of July is because we needed cannons for the 1812 overture. We had no cannons in San Angelo at the time, so we borrowed Camp Mabry's cannons from Austin, the National Guard down there. So we would do our concert on the 3rd, and they'd get the cannons back to Austin by the 4th to play the 4th of July concert down there. So that's how the 3rd of July got started. But it's also the biggest. We've had upwards 20 to 30,000 people at this. And for many years, this was the largest 4th of July celebration probably in the country in the way of, you know, attendance. So yeah, it's a heck of a deal. You know, it's a good tradition. Think about San Angelo. Symphonic music, jazz, whatever, San Angelo, for being out in West Texas, is a huge supporter of music. It has been for a long time. And it's just, especially in the way of jazz, you wouldn't expect somebody way out in West Texas or a community to be that supportive of jazz, but all the school bands have had jazz programs in the schools forever. And, you know, we've had some huge name artists come out here over the last 20 or 30 years, and they're all very well attended. San Angelo likes music. And that's another good reason why we've got to do this, because everybody wants to see it.